And next week is the big week where everybody's going to start making decisions on the 15th. 15th is when you start making your decisions on your Medicare Advantage plans. We're getting those babies reviewed, and then also your drug plans as well. And there's a lot of considerations that's going on, and I decided to make it today on the program here. I'm going to make it real easy with I'm going to share a big element of surprise that happens amongst retirees that either are on straight original Medicare or a Medicare Advantage plan, okay? And I've got something here that if you choose to continue with a Medicare Advantage plan, why there's something here that is going to be of help. And here's why. Here's why we look into these surprises, is because Fidelity makes this research piece every single year. You've been tracking it for some time now. And, you know, basically $315,000 are the average couple's out-of-pocket expenses for medical, right? And so that's the couple, that's an average. Some are going to be lower, some are going to be higher. And in when I've been helping folks for 15 years and such like that, why people have regrets 15, 20 years into retirement. And it largely centers on some healthcare expenses that have come up that have drained their basics, savings, right? It's just come up upon them. And so they're just frustrated in their 80s. They can't go back to work, and it's a big deal. So I wanted to share that. And of course, if you have had your Medicare and U book, the Medicare and U book is something that it should be already in your mail from CMS. And some of you, very few of you, might have gotten a letter too from CMS saying that your Medicare Advantage plan is not available in your county this next year. So we're going to talk about that as well. But let's get over. We're going to kind of jump into it here. We're not going to get any news, whatever, because I wanted to get into this. We've been seeing some chatter. I've been seeing some chatter on Facebook and YouTube dissing Medicare Advantage plans, and I have my opinions probably along the same lines, but everybody's got their own thing they got to do, right? And so we have to look at those really, really carefully. So what I wanted to do here is basically diagram out something here as to what is going on, okay? So let me go ahead and pop a whiteboard up here, and let's see if we can make this to work. So let's get some pens going on here, and it's always good. Let's do, what do we want to do? Do black? Black shows up, huh? No, that's yellow. You got to get your pins ready too. All right. Is that going to work? That's yellow. Righty. Let's get a pen up here. This is, technology when you're live. Because see, when I do this recorded, it's not as big of a deal. And somehow it's not, there we go. Let's just go blue. You can go blue, go black. There we go. All right, we see that all right? Okay, sorry for the scribbles. All right, so let's talk about, I'm going to draw this nice and big. Part C. Part C is your Medicare Advantage plans, all right? Medicare Advantage. Now that's a little over on the side there, so we're going to kind of drift over here. Part C basically says that the insurance company is going to take care and manage. They're going to manage the look at that. They're going to manage the Part A. That's your hospitalization. They're going to manage your Part A. They're going to manage your Part B. And in most cases, they're also going to manage their Part D, or the drug costs, okay? So a Part C is going to manage all of that. And that's the secret behind how that's called. Part C. Part C is basically saying we're going to manage A, B, and D. That's the situation on that. All right. So if that makes sense, that's cool. That's what we're looking for. Now, in there, we're going to have something called out-of-pocket expenses. Okay. And so out-of-pocket expenses, and you're going to look on your Medicare Advantage thing, it's going to say something like OOP, out of pocket. And these out of pockets is basically when all the co-pays keep churning along and you have a bad year, your out of pocket may be $4,500 in some plans. It may be $6,000 in some plans. It may be $8,000 in some plans. Okay. So look at that out of pocket. And that is where the real surprises come into play, because people go, oh my goodness, we've been just hitting these co-pays all year long, and the out-of-pocket expenses just keep cranking up and up and up. And all of a sudden, that plan that they've had for a zero premium plan isn't so free anymore, right? And so so I've got a solution here I'm going to discuss here, because the industry has figured this out as well. People have been dissatisfied with with those surprises and with those regrets. So I wanted to share a piece here that is I pulled in. Let's see if I can pull it in over here, and I want to call this "No Surprises, No Regrets: Pre-Planning the Healthcare Expenses." All right, and so first off, I want to be able to show a video. So let's go ahead and see if this video, let's see if it spins. Here we go.
So you just enrolled for Medicare Advantage health coverage. Great choice. Did you know that there's a way to protect you from the out-of-pocket expenses you incur when using your Medicare Advantage coverage for hospitalizations? Help fill any gaps in coverage and strengthen your financial protection with an Advantage Plus hospital confinement indemnity insurance from Guarantee Trust Life Insurance Company. Since 2005, GTL's industry-leading Advantage Plus has been helping clients lower or completely eliminate their net out-of-pocket expenses stemming from Medicare Advantage copays and deductibles after a hospitalization event. Coverage is affordable and pays policyholders directly based on their time in the hospital, regardless of any other healthcare coverage they have. In addition, you can incur potential out-of-pocket costs for ambulance trips, outpatient surgery, skilled nursing, critical accidents, dental vision, or cancer treatments. Advantage Plus can help. Advantage Plus is offered year-round, and it's guarantee issue for ages 64.5 to 65.5. Now let's take a closer look at how it works. Meet Brian. He is 65 years old, and his Medicare Advantage coverage leaves him responsible for a daily hospitalization copay of $250 per day for his first 5 days in the hospital. The high copay is a concern for Brian. There's an easy way to help alleviate his concerns. A GTL Advantage Plus hospital indemnity insurance policy provides a restorable 6-day benefit period of $250 per day for $22.64 per month. Brian later suffered an illness that kept him in the hospital for 5 days. After the first 12 hours in the hospital, his Advantage Plus coverage kicked in. What is the out-of-pocket cost he will incur when he leaves the hospital? With his Medicare Advantage $250 per day hospital copay, his 5-day stay totaled $1,250. Luckily, Brian's Advantage Plus benefit of $250 per day for 5 days was paid directly to him and completely covered the cost. Instead of worrying about how to pay this large sum, Brian could focus on his recovery without this financial setback. GTL's Advantage Plus is flexible and versatile, with a strong set of riders to match the desired coverage for each policyholder. So what if Brian had to take an ambulance to the hospital for his illness? Adding the ambulance rider to Brian's coverage would cost him less than $5 a month, and Brian would receive $200 each time he uses an ambulance, even if he is not admitted as an inpatient. Now is a great time to think about GTL's Advantage Plus.
There we go. GTL that is one of the companies that offers that, and obviously there's going to be reasons why, we go with one company versus another company. But I wanted to share that in light of the fact is these medical expenses that happen over on these Medicare Advantage plans. It's real. It says $250 a day, but if I'm in there for whatever, I'm in there for 4, 5, 6 days. Now I'm really starting to reach up there, and that's a big deal, right? So I'd like to talk about how we're able to combat that in a very, very affordable manner. And so the hospitalization is a big deal. Remember a couple days ago in the program, we talked about not being admitted as well. And so there's certainly hospital confinement as one aspect. And then there's going to be a hospital observation as well. All right. So let's go over into this feature here, and let's see if I can figure out where I'm doing here. And I'm going to go ahead and build, there we go. I'm going to do a custom thing right there. And let's do this here. So this is the Medicare, this is the GTL product that I'm showing here. And I want to talk about how the ways to think about this, because it is worthy of looking at and being very affordable. So step one is to choose your base benefit. Now, if you just don't do anything but just a hospital benefit, hey, listen, it's like a couple pizzas a month. That's how much this is. So your basic plan includes hospital confinement, emergency room benefits, mental health benefits, 12 plus hour observations stay covered. So that type of hospitalization stuff we were talking about, that's where the expenses roll up. We've talked about that here in the last couple broadcasts here, is the under observation in the hospital. That's what we're looking about. Okay. So that's that. Step two is then we're looking at the riders, right? We're saying, hey, what kind of riders can we add to it? And then there's also the ability to say, all right, I am concerned about cancer. I don't know about you folks, but cancer is a real thing in my family. I do have a cancer policy, dental and vision or benefit rider, skilled nursing, outpatient surgical benefit rider. These are a lot of holes. These are holes. In fact, I'll tell you something interesting here. What's very interesting here is, since this is such a problem here, they've actually built it so that when we do an application, it actually asks what Medicare Advantage plan you have. That's how real this problem is. And so based upon what Medicare Advantage plan you have, then it figures out, okay, how do we plug those holes in an affordable fashion, right? Very, very affordable. And that is that. So anyway, I thought it would be helpful to show this. So, you can do a plan that's a good, better, best, right? So you just do a good plan. That's just a daily benefit. And that's just like, boom, $12, $15 a month, something, $20, who knows, somewhere in there. It covers that short duration stay rider as well, right? Or we say, hey, no, I want a little bit better. I want to go ahead and throw some ambulance rider on there. I want to look at that. Or we may sit way over here on the right and go, you know what? No, cancer is a big deal, and I want to have lump sum going on as well. And so that is where we do a lump sum cancer, maybe short deductible, maybe some dental, whatever it is. But the good news is there's a good, better, best. We build this in tiers. Okay. So that is what's huge. You start looking at this, you say, interesting. For a 65-year-old, you run the ambulance for $200, and then you have a $750 or 3 days in the hospital at $250 a day, right? That's $950 I'm now straddled with. And so, interesting. For $26 a month, I can get that covered. And so I'm not into surprises. And I don't know if you saw that. Let me see if I can pop this up over here. If I could show this here, is these premiums do not increase. All right. So one of the things that people are looking for in their retirement is, there we go, rates stay the same as you age, and they're guaranteed renewable for life. And so the biggest thing about this is people are looking for guarantees in their retirement. And my specialty is, as I work with people, my specialty is always looking for guarantees. The Medicare Advantage plan is only a 12-month thing. It goes from January through December. It's just 12 months. It's fine if that's what someone wants. Or if you want to put guarantees in place, maybe you layer on a Medicare a hospital indemnity plan, right? A hospital indemnity plan that allows you to say that no matter what I do on the Medicare Advantage side, I'm able to layer that over. Maybe I have original Medicare and I don't want anything more. Okay, well, there are this plan and other plans like it that will layer in and help those expenses, and they're guaranteed never to go up in premiums. Then if you're on a Medicare supplement, I'm telling you, I got secrets over there. I'm not going to disclose over online here, but there's some beautiful things over there in Medicare supplements, how this actually will fold in beautifully with certain Medicare supplement plans that are very affordable. And then you layer this in there on top of that. So now I'm like, now I got these plans that I'm kind of bringing these plans together. They're unbundled, and I'm bringing them together, and I'm managing and the premiums are not guaranteed to go up here. The premiums are not going up to get here. Good. I've got my coverage. And so instead of taking the whole bundled solution we talked about in another program, what that means is that you get one package put on the table. That's the package I have for the year. That's what I got to take, or I want to go look at another package. Or the other option is to take an unbundled strategy and put this piece in place and put this piece in place, put this piece and this piece, and it's extremely affordable, beautifully stable year over year. And if I have an issue with one of those pieces, I just remove that piece, maybe put it back in or whatever it is. So this piece I just shared with you with regards to the this hospital indemnity insurance is one of those aspects of taking things and in an unbundled fashion, putting the pieces of the puzzle together and making sure that we have that going forward, okay? So that is the piece associated with the surprise expenses and how we combat the surprise expenses moving forward. All righty, Daddy? Okay, I hope that helps. Let's see here if there's any questions. I got some new ways to contact me here too. And I wanted to go over that as well. So we're going to make it really, really easy here moving forward. And basically, this is the time when you can go and enter your information. And we start on the left-hand side, and you can go to Compare with Mark, comparewithmark.com. And by going to comparewithmark.com, you enter in your zip code, your drugs, your pharmacy, your doctor, and then it allows you to go and compare in the shop. Okay, so now you're seeing the plans pop up there. Okay, that's cool, and I love what this is. Now, where the issue is, we're having to do with compliance issues here with regards to Medicare. All right. So if we see you pop up in the system, we'll send you a scope of appointment. The scope of appointment is just a Medicare document, and it's kind of going to come over an email, or it's going to come over in text, and it's going to say, yes, I'd like to talk about these plans. We have to wait 48 hours to do so. Okay. And we sign a scope of appointment, we have to do it 48 hours later. However, if you call me, we don't have to wait 48 hours. I cannot call you. According to Medicare rules, I cannot call you. So if you call me, we can subside and not have to do the 48 hour. We'll still do a scope of appointment, but we're not going to have to wait 48 hours. So since I'm busy on the phone, I want you to be able to get in through me and talk to me. Okay. So I've got a site, comparewithmark.com/15. We're going to start off with 15 minutes. I'll be available. You call me. We'll talk. We'll talk about your needs. It's a recorded line going on. I say, okay, I'm going to send you the scope of appointment. And then based upon what we find out, we will then determine another time where we can talk freely again, because of the fact that you now have the scope of appointment and you did an inbound call to me. We can go from there. Okay. This is a cool thing. I've been trying to figure out how to be compliant with Medicare. Again, as I said yesterday, look at this camera here. As I said yesterday, is if you are getting calls on your phone at home that are cold coming in, probably not Medicare at all. They're saying they're from Medicare. They're not compliant. And be very, very careful when you don't have compliant things going on, okay? Very important. I can't stress that enough. And the insurance companies are saying, watch out. Watch out. So let's be very careful about that, all right? All righty. So that's it. So just to recap that, go to comparewithmark.com/15. Give me a jingle. It's going to set my calendar there. We'll set 15 minutes up, and let's have a chat, and we will then work through the process together. And that's the easiest thing to do. comparewithmark.com/15. And we're going to put that in the link too. And I think we should be putting that in the link, comparewithmark.com/15. All right. Other good news, upcoming webinars. Okay, so I've got 2 particular webinars. If you're in Oregon or if you're in Washington, I love serving rural retirees. And so I got rural retiree webinars that are coming up here in the latter part of October into November. We are going to talk about Medicare supplements. Why? Because that is what we have in rural counties, right? We have Medicare supplements. We're also going to talk about pharmaceutical reviews, and so a process of how to effectively evaluate your drugs. We're talking about the process only. We are not talking about drug plans. We're not talking about premiums. We're talking about the process. And then we're going to talk about dental. And here's what people don't know. People don't know that now today we can actually possibly bundle things together and make it very affordable. People go, oh, I don't know about that, Mark. Well, it's because you don't know. It's don't know. Sometimes when you have a specialist like myself looking at this, we can go, well, this is what we can do here. And people get surprised. And the fact is they can actually add more coverage. They can actually add more coverage for the same amount of premium or less. Think about that. It is very possible to have more coverage, more benefits, for the same amount of premium or less amount of premium. And my number one job going into this year right now is to save people money. I want to calculate what kind of savings we're going to be putting on the table, because I think it's important. The gallon of gas is going up. The income taxes are going up here in a couple of years. Don't get me started on that. Your property taxes are probably due. Groceries are going up, right? All this is going up. Why pay more when you don't have to? You just may not know about it, okay? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pop this back up here. Jump on over to Compare with Mark, and let's have a chat. And the first thing to do is just go ahead and start shopping and enter your information there. And if you say, hey, you know what, I really like what I see, or I'd like to have some questions, why, let's go ahead and do that. comparewithmark.com/15. And we'll see you on the next broadcast. They're going to start, share with your friends. I think it's important to get the information out, and we're going to move into doing sales presentations here in the next week or two. And make sure you are over here on Medicare with Mark on Facebook or YouTube to get updated information as it comes along. And so with that, wish you the best. Have a great weekend. Drop me a link and get on my calendar for 15. Love to chat with you, all right?